Don't look now, but Notre Dame looks to be very much so awake. And if they play like that the rest of the way, I don't think Arkansas is that great. Arkansas made a head coaching change today, but if they play like that the rest of the way, the playoff discussion for Notre Dame becomes very real. We'll unpack yesterday's game as well as the Irish's playoff outlook after the shellacking of Arkansas. Final score 56-13 in Fayetteville, obviously in favor of the Irish. We'll break it all down. Before we do that, though, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. College football, nothing but college football year-round. Irish fans, if you want us to talk more about your team, let us know by subscribing. Appreciate y'all in advance for that. So here's one of my biggest takeaways from the way that Notre Dame showed up and to what we said about them coming into that spot. Notre Dame did not let that game get weird. And it had all the potential to. 11 a.m. Central Time, kickoff that is, desperate team in Arkansas, a team in Notre Dame that already has 2 losses, so you're back against the wall. You can't afford a third, so you're kind of desperate in your own right. You have your young quarterback playing in, I would say, the strangest spot of his career. Not like the toughest spot, because at Miami's pretty tough, but like the strangest spot, with it being at that time and against that team that, like I just said, desperate, a mobile quarterback on the other side in Taylon Green, which matches up really well with what you want to do on the defensive side. You play man coverage. Man coverage means you don't usually look at the quarterback while you're in coverage, so therefore you leave yourself exposed to get got. And we said all that, and we hyped all that up, and then Notre Dame is up 42-13 at half. Like, Notre Dame did not let it get weird. And I think they deserve a lot of credit for handling that spot the way that they did, and the leadership of Notre Dame for being all gas, no brakes from the jump, man. From the jump. They were crisp across the board. Listen to this stat. C.J. Carr, 8 incompletions on the day to go with a smooth 354 yards through the air. Neither here nor there. Notre Dame had 6 touchdowns in the first half. So C.J. Carr, 2 more incompletions on the day. The Notre Dame had touchdowns in the first half of this game. That's saying something. Jeremiah Love's really freaking good. Like, I know they were talking about the comparison to Reggie Bush on the broadcast. And, like, it's Reggie Bush, so it's hard to ever, like, truthfully compare someone to him as good as he was for USC. But, like, Jeremiah Love's right there with him, dude. With the way that he plays, like, the way that you can utilize Jeremiah Love. To have him legitimately in the slot, and you have to honor him like you would a true wide receiver, that doesn't happen in college football. Like, outside of Reggie Bush and maybe Christian McCaffrey, it doesn't really happen in college football. And so my takeaway from that is there should never be a spot going forward where Jeremiah Love is ever neutralized against any team. Because there's so many ways to get him the rock. Line him up in the slot, hand it to him. I mean, get him out there in the pass game out of the back. Like, there's so many ways to maximize Jeremiah Love. And hats off to Mike Denbrock for the way that he's done that over the course of the last couple of weeks. Because out of the Miami game, we're like, hey, man, number 4 needs to see more touches. Mike Denbrock said, bet. Force-fed him the football yesterday. He had 2 receiving touchdowns, and then he also got in the end zone twice on the ground. So when your best player has the same number of touchdowns as his jersey number, which is 4, good things are happening. Give Jadarian Price a lot of credit. The fact that you're able to take Jeremiah Love into the slot and not lose anything in that backfield with him back there, that is a luxury and a half that no other team in college football has. I think Notre Dame, feel pretty confident saying this, has the best backfield in college football. Penn State's great. Ohio State's great. A lot of good backfields. I think Notre Dame's got the best one. C.J. Carr was in freaking control, man. Like, he was, I understand it's Arkansas. And Arkansas, let's be real, I don't think they're very good. Okay, just make that very clear. But to see C.J. Carr step in there and just be so poised and have all the answers. It wasn't just the fact that he had incompletions. It was the fact that he knew where to go with the football and knew where to go with the football at the right time. He was playing on time. He was playing in rhythm. And the ball was going at the right spot all the time. Not just like to the right player, but like the right part of the body. He's throwing back shoulder to Reardon. He's throwing over the top to Jaden Greathouse. He's finding Jeremiah Love in space when there's pressure. Like, just everything that he did was so just mechanical in the best way. It was machine-like. When he's playing at that level, the weapons that Notre Dame has, you see them start to step up. We talked about them all offseason with Pauling and Fields and Reardon and Greathouse and Love out of the back. Like, they have too much weaponry to not get them the football at this level. And when C.J. Carr's playing like that, best of luck to you. We've seen it now on multiple fronts. The A&M game, and that A&M game is going to age well. I'm just telling you right now. I know it was a close loss, but that loss is going to age just fine for Notre Dame. And then to show up like this and drop, 42 in the first half. Irish are humming right now. So I'm watching Notre Dame just put belt to cheeks against Arkansas, and I'm like, man, if that's the version of Notre Dame we get the rest of the way, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team. I think there's going to be a lot of chaos this year. I think we've seen to this point a lot of chaos. I think you're going to be at the end of this thing with a lot of 10-2, 9-3 teams. And I'm just telling you, Notre Dame, with the losses they have right now, I believe 2 top 5 losses on their resume, by a combined total of 4 points. It's never good to lose. There's no such thing as a good loss. But if there was, Notre Dame's got 2 of the best losses in the country. So here's the task in front of them. You have to have the flip switched from here on out. Okay, like that has got to, you have to have the switch flipped, is my point on all this. Because there was a point last year, really the Purdue game, if you remember correctly, where it felt like Notre Dame finally got their rhythm, finally got their tempo, finally knew who they were offensively. They kind of got into their flow of things. This feels like that could be the spot for Notre Dame where they once again get into the flow of things. And if that's the case, it might need to look not all the time like this on the scoreboard, but it's going to have to be convincing. Like for Notre Dame, we've said this for a while. It's going to take style points because the rest of your schedule, it looked pretty solid in the preseason, but the fact that you started 0-2, you need to be convincing the rest of the way. Give that committee all the recency bias they can handle to say, you know what, Notre Dame, yeah, they started slow, but they beat USC handily. Unfortunately, by the nature of their loss yesterday to Illinois, not helping you. They beat Boise State handily. They beat Navy handily. Like all those things being said, I need that from Notre Dame to be a playoff team. But if they're playing at that level, I think they're more than capable of getting that done. The personnel is there. Their head coach is definitely there. And that intentionality now and the identity seems to be there in South Bend. That's a dangerous thing for the rest of the college football playoff conversation. So, Notre Dame fans, let me know your thoughts on this heading out of this game. Again, I'm not telling you Arkansas is great. I'm not telling you they're a world beater. But the spot that was has me impressed with how Notre Dame looked. All right, Caden Smith, the 1s and 2s, myself, JD PicKell. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.